Today's training is on token economies, and the training presentation is brought to you by Keely Castillo, Melanie Hamblin, Caitlin Holmes, and Kat Kaiser. Kat contributed to the intro, how to implement the token economy, and the visuals. Caitlin contributed the research background and the narration. Keely contributed why we are choosing a token economy and any final tips. And Melanie contributed the overview of the implementation plan. This token economy is created for Halls Elementary School, which has 500 students ages pre-K through 3rd grade. It is located in an urban area in which half of the students are a minimum of 2 years behind in academics. Halls Elementary is the lowest performing school in regards to math and reading amongst the district. There are many office disciplinary referrals, ODRs, given for inappropriate behaviors occurring during the transitions that take place within the hallway. Data shows that 375 out of the 500 students have received ODRs during transitions occurring at the beginning of the day, during lunchtime, and at the end of the day. The students who have the most inappropriate behaviors during transitions are the pre-K and kindergarten students. These inappropriate behaviors include, but are not limited to, running up and down the hallway, running outside of the building, and hiding in the hallways. There is a need for assistance in managing the transition periods throughout the day. We are recommending the implementation of Tier 1 of School-Wide Positive Behavior Support Plan. We believe this will be the most effective way to teach and increase appropriate behaviors during transitions and decrease inappropriate behaviors. We will also use a token economy to reinforce the engagement in appropriate behaviors during these transitions. Token economies are a type of reward system where tokens are earned for engaging in desired behaviors, and the accumulated tokens are then exchanged for a desired reward or the backup reinforcer. Tokens can be tangible items like poker chips, play money, and stickers, or abstract items like tally marks. The backup reinforcer, or the reward, can be any item, activity, or privilege that is motivating to the students. This intervention has a long history of use in various settings with various populations. They have been used in treatment, education, rehabilitation, and community settings. Research has shown that token economies are effective for improving academic and social skills as well as self-care, and have been effective for decreasing disruptive behavior. They have been used successfully in special education and general education's classrooms, and they have been used to target academic outcomes like task completion and behavioral outcomes like disruptive behavior. They have been used successfully with children of various ages, especially those 6 and up. How to implement token economies. Materials and steps. The materials needed include the tokens to be used. We have provided an example of Hall's hats, which will be equivalent to money for the school store. You will also need a class list with daily transitions outside of the classroom. Posters for expected behaviors for transitions to be posted in the hallways and classrooms. These will stand as reminders of the behavioral expectations for students during transition times. Last, a student store with posters of the reinforcers to show students what rewards are available and how many tokens each reward costs. Steps for implementation. 1. Define the target behavior. An example of an operational definition for appropriate hallway behavior is walking in a straight single file line, facing forward with quiet mouths from point A to point B. The teachers and other school employees will need to create an operational definition that they find suitable for their students. Next, determine the baseline. This can be done by looking at ODRs to determine the number of inappropriate hallway behaviors occurring during transition times. Next, you will select the tokens and the reinforcers to be used. After that, you want to determine the schedule to give tokens. For example, you can do 1 token for each instance of desired behavior, 1 token for every other. You will also need to determine how many tokens will earn certain rewards. And after determining this, you will explain to the students the desired behavior to earn tokens, and how many tokens earn a reward. Last, you will monitor progress. This can be done by recording the occurrence of problem behaviors in the hallway and then comparing this to the baseline later on. So why a token economy? Considering the large number of students at Halls Elementary School and the limited resources available, a token economy is an easy and relatively affordable method to implement. Because pre-K and kindergarten students are the worst offenders, the simplicity of a token economy makes it an ideal intervention to implement. The steps of earning tokens for engaging in desired behaviors and trading those tokens in for desired reward are easily understood by young children. Also, teachers have different and inconsistent rules for hallway expectations. A token economy requires that set expectations for behavior be put in place and reinforced. This will help ensure that teachers and students will be on the same page for expected behaviors while transitioning. Lastly, receiving tokens that children can then exchange for reinforcement will motivate them to engage in the desired behaviors, and this will then decrease the likelihood of engaging in problematic behaviors. Overview of implementation plan. The plan will consist of a development phase, an implementation phase, and an analysis phase. In the development phase, teachers and staff will be trained on how to use a token economy. They will decide on what tokens will be used and what rewards can be earned. They will also be provided with and trained on data sheets that will be used to track the occurrence of problem behaviors in the hallways. In the implementation phase, expectations for behaviors, how tokens will be earned, what rewards are available, and how tokens will be exchanged for rewards will be discussed with the students. Teachers will then be responsible for implementing the token economies by monitoring hallway behavior and providing students with a token following a successful transition. Teachers will also mark the occurrence of problem behaviors by students. In the analysis phase, data collected on occurrence of problem behavior will be analyzed to evaluate the effectiveness of the token economy. If occurrence of problem behaviors are decreasing, then the intervention will be considered successful. If the problem behaviors do not decrease, possible changes to the token economy will be discussed. Final tips. The ultimate goal is to decrease problem behaviors in the hallways and ultimately decrease office disciplinary referrals at Halls Elementary School. It is important to train staff properly. This way all staff are on the same page and they are consistently implementing the token economy and taking data correctly. The teachers and aides should also model the desired behavior. This will allow the students to know exactly what is expected from them. Once students get used to the token economy and begin transitioning effectively on a daily basis, it is important to thin the schedule of reinforcement from a fixed ratio to a variable ratio.